On Black Friday, the lights go up. It's every bit of tradition as eggnog and fruitcake. The odd bit is how fast we put our Christmas lights on. Before the nights turn black as pitch and the cold that gets bitter at the edge, as the wind whispers unsettling things that you would just turn your head just so. The darkness is beat back, and the gaudy multicolored strands of electrical lamplight and the stark of white 21-watt incandescent icicles. Some people even burn down their homes, even try to erase every shadow from their property. Still, for the entire month of December, the whole nation kept its lights on. Have you ever wondered why? Well, that was Christmas Lights, a Christmas creepypasta. My final thoughts on this story? Well, this is a short pasta, but it's a sweet one. I honestly really do like this story. I honestly really enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good story with however the story went out, and everything was just flat out amazing, especially with the whole concept and that. I mean, everything that described about this story honestly left me kind of leaves me some questions as to what was going to be the case. Like, for example, well, why is everyone, some people burn down their homes trying to erase every shadow from their property? I mean, it honestly, that alone kind of leaves me questions on why people would sit there and do that. I mean, like, why would people, burn down their homes because of that? Like, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, really. I mean, even if it's dark after Black Friday, I mean, I don't understand why that would be the case. It honestly still, questions me in a sense, if that makes any sense when I talk about this, because it honestly leaves me some questions about this story, about why everything happens to be that case or whatever. I mean, excuse me. I mean, that's honestly something I've been always wanting to know. Another thing I want to do is, before the nights turn black as pitch and the cold that gets better, and, it just kind of gives me, it makes me wonder why for the entire month of December, the whole nation keeps the night lights on. I mean, is it trying to, like, prevent any, ghosts from entering, the whole town or something? I mean, I think that's what it probably is, but like I said, I don't really know. This story, I think it should be a little longer or something, and maybe give some explanation. I mean, I could take it that this is like an older story. I don't know when this was made, probably in, I don't know, early 2010s or something. But it honestly gives me some really good questions on, why this is the case or something. I mean, it honestly gives me really good questions as to why everything happened the way it did. But also, it just gets me really, it kind of questions me in a logical sense. I mean, I'm not good. Don't get me wrong. The grammar was awesome. I mean, the story was a pretty good, but the grammar was awesome too, as well as the sentence structure and all. But I wish that the story could have maybe explained a little more detail as to why the whole town keeps their lights on, like night lights on, after for the whole month of December. I mean, was there some scary demons haunting the town, or was there some paranormal stuff going on in the town? I mean, I really wish that this story would have explained more detail into that, because that would honestly really help us out a whole lot, and that would actually give us some clues and hints as to why that's the case. I mean, if the story were to sit there and do that, that would honestly really help out with the story a lot better. But right here, it just kind of ends off on a cliffhanger with that question at the end. I mean, it just leaves everybody on edge and on a cliffhanger as to what happened. I mean, I really do wish that this story did explain more detail about it. So, honestly, it just gets me really weird. Like, not weird, but it honestly gets me really on edge about what's going on and what's going to happen and all. It just honestly doesn't. I mean, I don't really know for whatever the reason may be. But I could definitely say right now, this story honestly just kind of leaves me questions. Some of it is just no explanation to them, if that makes any logical sense. But I really gotta say it's a pretty good story, and it honestly does leave me some, kind of it kind of really leaves me on edge. I mean, it's kind of confusing in my personal opinion on this story. It kind of gives me really confusing thing. So I really gotta say it's still a pretty good story. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just really something. So I could definitely say right now this story does have a lot of questions. So I definitely gotta really say it's definitely just, I don't really know what it is, to be honest. So I definitely gotta say right now, this honestly gives me it honestly kind of has me a little bit, giving me a lot of questions. And it honestly just doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't know really what it is. But it just kind of gives me some questions that I honestly don't know if that makes any sense. But in all due reality, it still honestly gives me a lot of questions as to why that's the case or whatever. But it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense with some of the stuff happening all at once. It just doesn't really, I don't really know what this story is trying to do or whatever. But it kind of confuses me in a sense, if that makes any sense to you guys. But like I said, as for the author, I don't know who the original author of this story is, so until I find out who the original author is, I'm gonna leave this story as, bianonymous for now. If I ever do find out who the original author of this story is, I'll be sure to give him, her, or they, them proper credit. So, anyways, in my personal opinion, it's not a bad story. It could explain a little bit more on why some things were, why the question, I really didn't really think the cliffhanger ending was really necessary. But like I said, it's an older story, so I'm not going to really judge or anything. But anyways, with that being said, and with that being the case, I'm going to sit here and say that this is just simply my own personal opinion. And if you happen to disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these stories, and this is just simply my own personal thoughts. I'm going to give this story I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. Mainly because the question at the end kind of really gives us a cliffhanger ending. And it really just doesn't make really sense as to why people are keeping the lights on. Like, was there demons possessing the area? Or was there something else going on? I really do wish that it would have been, explained much better. Because in that way, instead of having it been on a cliffhanger ending, we would at least get a really understandable ending as to why that's the case. But that's just me, and I know this is an older story, so I could give it that. I guess with that being the case, with that being said, this is just simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these creepypastas, and this is just simply my own personal thoughts. I'm going to give this story I already did that, but yeah, I'm going to give this story a 9 out of 10 because of it. So, I know I said it before, but, I'm just saying it in case if some people didn't get the answer. So, with that being said, what did you guys personally think of this story? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done in person to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. I want to thank you so much for watching today's episode, and if you're new to my channel, feel free to leave this video a like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys all in the next upload. And as always, roll the outro because I'm out.